Hi Libra, I just pulled cards for you, and honestly I need to share what came through because the energy here is something you really need to know about right now. I shuffled the deck with your sign in mind, and the universe had some pretty specific messages waiting. So let me just dive right in, because these cards are painting such a clear picture of what's unfolding for you. The first card that came out is the Page of Cups, and I have to say this caught my attention immediately, because this card is all about new emotional beginnings and messages arriving that have the potential to shift your perspective completely. When the Page of Cups shows up for Libra, we're talking about someone who's about to receive information or an opportunity that touches the heart in a way you haven't experienced in a while. This isn't just any ordinary day ahead of you. This is the universe saying that something sweet, something genuine is making its way toward you. What I find fascinating about the Page of Cups energy is that it carries this youthful, innocent quality. It's like when you were younger and everything felt possible, when love and creativity and dreams all seemed within reach, without the weight of cynicism or past disappointments. That's the frequency coming through for you now. You might be someone who's been through some things, who's learned to protect your heart or be more cautious about who and what you let in. But this card is suggesting that it's safe to open up again. It's safe to be receptive to what wants to come through. In practical terms, this could show up as an actual message. Maybe someone reaches out that you haven't heard from in a while. Maybe it's a new connection that starts with a simple conversation, but has this quality to it that feels different from other interactions. There's an emotional authenticity here that's refreshing. Or this could be about you receiving an invitation to pursue something creative, something that allows you to express what's in your heart. For some of you, this might be about rediscovering a passion project or artistic pursuit that you set aside because life got too busy or too serious. The Page of Cups also speaks to intuition and those subtle feelings you get about situations. Your intuitive abilities are actually heightened right now, Libra. You might notice you're picking up on things more easily, reading between the lines of what people say, sensing the energy in rooms before anyone speaks. Trust that. Your emotional intelligence is one of your superpowers, and right now it's dialed up. If something feels right, it probably is. If something feels off, don't ignore that either. There's also this element of being a messenger yourself. You might find yourself in a position where you need to communicate something important from the heart. Maybe you've been holding back on telling someone how you feel, whether that's expressing love, appreciation, or even setting a boundary that comes from a place of self-respect. The page gives you permission and actually encourages you to speak your truth with kindness. You don't have to be harsh to be honest. You can deliver difficult messages with grace, and that's something you're particularly good at when you allow yourself to be authentic. What I want you to really understand about this first card is that it's setting the tone for everything else coming through. This is about emotional renewal. This is about your heart opening to receive something beautiful. Don't let past disappointments make you skeptical of good things trying to enter your life. Sometimes the universe sends us gentle messengers first, little signs that say it's okay to hope again, it's okay to dream again, it's okay to feel again without armor. Now, the second card that appeared is the King of Cups, and this is where things get really interesting, because we just went from the Page to the King in the same suit. When you see this kind of progression in a reading, it's telling you about emotional maturity and mastery that's either coming into your life or that you're being called to embody yourself. The King of Cups represents someone who has deep emotional wisdom, who understands feelings but isn't controlled by them, who can be compassionate without losing themselves in other people's problems. For many of you, this card is indicating that a person with these qualities is going to become significant in your life soon. This could be a romantic partner, but it could also be a mentor, a friend, or even a family member who steps up in a way that provides emotional stability and understanding. What makes the King of Cups special is that this person doesn't just talk about being supportive, they actually show up. They're reliable, they're consistent, they don't play games with emotions or send mixed signals. If this is a romantic connection, we're talking about someone who's actually ready for something real, someone who's done their own inner work and knows how to be present in a relationship. The King of Cups has this beautiful balance of being emotionally available while also maintaining healthy boundaries. This is someone who can hold space for your feelings without trying to fix you or make you feel like you're too much. At the same time, they're not a pushover. They have their own depth and complexity. They've probably been through their own challenges and came out the other side with wisdom and compassion rather than bitterness. This is mature masculine energy in its highest form, regardless of gender. And it's either entering your life or you're being asked to cultivate these qualities within yourself. If this card is about you embodying the King of Cups energy, then the message is about stepping into emotional leadership in your own life. This means you're learning to validate your own feelings without needing external approval. You're learning to sit with difficult emotions without immediately trying to escape them through distractions or unhealthy coping mechanisms. You're becoming someone who can navigate emotional complexity with grace and wisdom. This is powerful growth, Libra. One thing I'm picking up specifically about the King of Cups for your sign is that this energy helps you with something Libras sometimes struggle with, which is people-pleasing at the expense of your own emotional needs. The King of Cups knows how to be kind and diplomatic, which comes naturally to you, but also knows when to prioritize their own emotional well-being. This is about learning that you can be a good person and still have boundaries. You can care about others and still put yourself first sometimes. That's not selfish. That's self-preservation and emotional intelligence. In terms of timing, I'm feeling like this King of Cups energy becomes more prominent in your life within the next few weeks to a couple of months. Pay attention to people who demonstrate emotional stability and maturity. Pay attention to moments when you find yourself handling situations with more wisdom than you might have in the past. This is a graduation of sorts from emotional reactivity to emotional mastery. And here's something beautiful about having both the Page and the King of Cups in your reading. It's like you're being shown the full spectrum of emotional experience, from innocent new beginnings to wise, mature love. You get to experience both the excitement of something new and the security of something solid. The third card is the Three of Pentacles, and this shifts our focus to the material world and collaboration. After all this emotional energy from the Cups cards, the universe is saying, okay, now let's talk about how you're building something tangible in the real world. The Three of Pentacles is one of my favorite cards because it's about mastery, teamwork, and recognition for your skills and efforts. This card shows up when you're working on something important and you're not doing it alone. What's coming through strongly is that you're entering a phase where collaboration is going to be key for you. Whatever goals you have, whatever you're trying to create or build, you're going to make much more progress by working with others than trying to do everything yourself. And here's what's interesting for you specifically as a Libra. Your sign naturally excels at partnership and bringing people together, so this energy should feel pretty natural to you. But the Three of Pentacles is saying that this isn't just about being nice to people or keeping the peace. This is about actively seeking out individuals whose skills complement yours. Think about areas of your life where you've been trying to figure everything out on your own. Maybe it's a work project. Maybe you're trying to learn something new. Maybe you're working on a personal goal like getting healthier or managing your finances better. This card is a green light to ask for help, to bring in expertise, to form partnerships that allow everyone to contribute their strengths. There's no prize for struggling alone. In fact, the Three of Pentacles suggests that the breakthrough you're looking for comes through collaboration. I'm also seeing this card speak to recognition and appreciation for your contributions. If you've been working hard on something and feeling like nobody notices or cares, that's about to change. The Three of Pentacles often appears right before you receive acknowledgement for your efforts. This could be a promotion at work, positive feedback on a project, or simply people starting to recognize the value you bring to situations. Your skills are being seen and appreciated more than you might realize right now. For some of you, this card might be indicating that you're developing a new skill or refining existing talents to a higher level. The figure in the traditional Three of Pentacles imagery is often a craftsperson working on something detailed and important, usually in a cathedral or significant building. This represents work that matters, work that has lasting value. You're not just going through the motions right now. You're building something that has real substance and meaning. Maybe you're taking a course, working with a coach or mentor, or practicing something until you achieve a level of mastery that opens new doors for you. There's also a financial component to the Three of Pentacles that I want to mention. Pentacles are the suit of material resources and practical matters, and the three specifically can indicate money coming in through your work and skills. This might be a raise, a new income stream, or opportunities to get paid for something you're good at. The key is that this isn't passive income or luck. This is earned through your abilities and effort, which makes it sustainable and something you can build on. What I love about seeing this card in your reading right now is that it tells me you're in a growth phase. You're not stagnant. You're actively working on improving your situation and developing yourself. And you're doing it in a way that's practical and grounded. Sometimes people get stuck in either just dreaming about what they want, without taking action, or grinding away without any vision or joy. The Three of Pentacles is that sweet spot where you have both the vision and you're putting in the work to make it happen. And you're smart enough to recognize you don't have to do it alone. The fourth card that came through is Four of Swords, and this is actually a really important message for you right now. After all this activity and emotion and building, the universe is saying you need to rest. The Four of Swords is about recuperation, taking a strategic pause, and giving yourself permission to step back and recharge. For someone like you who probably has a lot going on and a tendency to keep pushing forward, this card is a reminder that rest is not laziness. Rest is part of the process. Here's what I'm picking up about why this card is showing up for you specifically. You might be someone who's been operating at high capacity for a while now. Maybe you've been dealing with stress at work, emotional intensity in relationships, or just the general overwhelm of trying to keep all the balls in the air. You're probably pretty good at maintaining that balanced Libra composure on the outside, but internally, you might be more depleted than you're admitting to yourself or others. The Four of Swords is a gentle but firm message that you need to prioritize rest and recovery before you burn out. This isn't about taking a vacation necessarily, although if that's possible, then definitely do it. This is more about creating space in your daily life for stillness and peace. It might mean saying no to some commitments even if you're worried about disappointing people. It might mean spending an evening doing absolutely nothing instead of being productive. It might mean turning off your phone for a few hours and just being present with yourself. Whatever form it takes, you need periods of genuine rest where you're not trying to accomplish anything or be anything for anyone. The Four of Swords also has a meditative quality to it. This is a card that suggests benefit from practices that quiet the mind and calm the nervous system. If you've been thinking about starting meditation or getting back into it, this is your sign. Same with yoga, breathing exercises, spending time in nature, or any activity that helps you disconnect from the constant mental chatter and just be. Your mind needs a break from solving problems and making decisions and analyzing everything. There's also something here about recuperating from a difficult period. The Four of Swords often shows up after someone has been through something challenging, whether that's a breakup, a loss, a major life change, or just a really stressful season of life. If that resonates with you, this card is acknowledging that you've been through it and you deserve time to heal. Don't rush the healing process. Don't pretend you're fine before you actually are. Give yourself permission to feel whatever you're feeling and take the time you need to process and integrate your experiences. For some of you, this card might be indicating that you need to retreat temporarily from a situation that's draining you. Maybe there's a relationship or environment that's taking more energy than it's giving back. The Four of Swords can suggest that strategic withdrawal is not only acceptable but necessary. You're not abandoning anything permanently. You're just creating healthy distance so you can see things more clearly and preserve your own well-being. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself and others is to step back. What I want to emphasize is that this rest period is not wasted time. The Four of Swords teaches us that rest is productive. When you rest, your body heals, your mind processes information and experiences, your creativity regenerates, your perspective shifts. Some of your best insights and solutions will come to you not when you're striving and pushing, but when you're relaxed and allowing. Trust that taking care of yourself is preparing you for whatever comes next. The fifth card is Ace of Cups, and oh my goodness, Libra, this is beautiful. After that rest period indicated by the Four of Swords, you're opening up to receive pure love and emotional fulfillment. The Ace of Cups is like the universe offering you a cup overflowing with love, joy, compassion, and emotional renewal. This is one of the most positive cards in the entire deck for matters of the heart and emotional well-being. Something really special is being offered to you. When an ace appears, we're talking about new beginnings in that suit's area. Cups are all about emotions, love, relationships, creativity, and intuition. So the Ace of Cups indicates a fresh start in one or more of these areas. For many of you, this is absolutely pointing to new love or a significant deepening of an existing relationship. If you're single, someone could be entering your life who opens your heart in a way you haven't experienced before. If you're in a relationship, you might be moving to a new level of intimacy and connection that feels like falling in love all over again. What makes the Ace of Cups so powerful is that it represents love in its purest form. This isn't game-playing or surface-level attraction or settling for someone who's only half available. This is the real thing. This is soul connection. This is someone seeing you for who you really are and loving you because of it, not in spite of it. This is mutual respect, genuine care, emotional safety, and that feeling of coming home to someone. If you've been through relationships that felt complicated or difficult, the Ace of Cups is showing you that love doesn't have to be hard when it's right. But here's something important I want to mention. The Ace of Cups isn't only about romantic love, although it certainly can be. This card also represents falling in love with your own life, with yourself, with your creativity, with your purpose. Some of you might be experiencing a spiritual awakening or deepening. You might be connecting with something greater than yourself in a way that fills you with peace and meaning. You might be discovering or rediscovering a creative passion that brings you immense joy. This is about your cup being filled, and that can happen in many beautiful ways. I'm also seeing the Ace of Cups as a sign of emotional healing. If you've been carrying pain from the past, if your heart has been closed off or guarded, this card says that healing is not only possible but it's happening. You're learning to trust again. You're learning that it's safe to be vulnerable. You're learning that you deserve love and kindness and tenderness. All those walls you built to protect yourself, they served their purpose, but now they can come down. You're ready to receive the goodness that's trying to reach you. The timing on this feels significant because it comes after the Four of Swords in your reading. This suggests that the rest and recuperation period I talked about is actually preparing you to receive this new emotional beginning. You can't pour into a cup that's already full, and you can't receive something new if you're still clutching onto the old. By allowing yourself to rest and release what's been weighing you down, you're creating space for this beautiful Ace of Cups energy to flow into your life. For those of you working on creative projects, the Ace of Cups is incredibly encouraging. This card can indicate a burst of creative inspiration, a new artistic endeavor that excites you, or finally being able to express yourself in a way that feels authentic and fulfilling. Don't hold back. Let yourself create from the heart without worrying about whether it's good enough or what other people will think. The Ace of Cups gives you permission to be unapologetically expressive and emotional in your creativity. The sixth and final card in your reading is Seven of Wands, and this is such an interesting card to end on because it shows that even with all this beautiful emotional energy and new beginnings, you're going to need to stand your ground on something. The Seven of Wands is about defending your position, maintaining your boundaries, and not backing down when challenged. This isn't a negative card at all. It's actually quite empowering, because it shows you have the strength to protect what matters to you. What I'm seeing with the Seven of Wands is that as you step into these new opportunities and emotional openings that the other cards have shown, there might be some resistance from your external environment, or even from parts of yourself. Maybe not everyone is going to understand the changes you're making. Maybe some people benefited from you being more available or accommodating, and they're not thrilled about your new boundaries. Maybe you're facing competition in your professional life or dealing with people who question your decisions. The Seven of Wands says you have what it takes to handle all of that. This card often appears when you're in a position of advantage, but you have to actively defend that position. You've worked hard to get where you are, whether that's in your career, your personal growth, or your relationships. You've earned your place. Now, you might need to remind others of that, or simply refuse to be pushed around. The good news is that the Seven of Wands typically indicates that you're fighting from high ground. You have the advantage. You have the skills, the experience, the right to be exactly where you are. Don't let anyone make you doubt that. For Libras specifically, I know standing your ground can sometimes feel uncomfortable because you naturally want to keep the peace and make everyone happy. But the Seven of Wands is asking you to prioritize your own needs and convictions, even if it means some people are disappointed or disagree with you. You can't live your life trying to please everyone. At some point, you have to decide what you want and be willing to defend that choice. This is about honoring yourself and your path, even when it would be easier to just go along with what others want. I'm also picking up that the Seven of Wands might be about defending something you believe in or standing up for your values. Maybe you're advocating for yourself in a situation where you would normally just let things slide. Maybe you're speaking up about something that matters to you even though it might ruffle some feathers. This takes courage, but it's necessary. Your voice matters. Your perspective has value. Don't diminish yourself to make others more comfortable. There's also an element here of persistence and determination. The Seven of Wands appears when you need to keep pushing forward despite obstacles or setbacks. You might feel tired sometimes. You might wonder if it's worth it. But this card says, yes, keep going. What you're working toward is worth defending and protecting. Don't give up on your goals or dreams just because the path gets a little rocky. You're stronger than you think and more capable than you give yourself credit for. What ties all six of these cards together beautifully is a story of emotional renewal, practical growth, necessary rest, new love or creative beginnings, and the courage to protect what you're building. The universe is supporting you in creating something meaningful in your life, but it's also reminding you that you need to take care of yourself in the process and be willing to set boundaries that honor your well-being. So Libra, if I had to sum up what these cards are telling you, it would be this. You're entering a really significant period of growth and opportunity. Beautiful things are trying to reach you, both emotionally and practically. You have people supporting you and possibly someone special entering your life who brings emotional maturity and genuine connection. Your skills are being recognized and you're building something real through collaboration and effort. But you also need to rest and recharge so you can actually enjoy and sustain what you're creating. And when you step into these blessings, be prepared to stand firm in your choices and protect your peace. You deserve all the good things coming your way, and you absolutely have what it takes to receive them and maintain them. I'd love to know if any of this resonates with what you're currently experiencing. Does the Page of Cups message about new emotional beginnings feel relevant? Are you recognizing the King of Cups energy either in someone in your life or in yourself? Drop a comment and let me know what's happening in your world right now.